Good morning, you guys. It's actually not even the morning anymore. What is up, BookTube? It is Monty, and I'm back again once again with another video. We are in the home stretch of the little daily vlog moment that we've been up to, and it feels kind of crazy. I haven't decided that we are going to be extending the little daily videos into January. Not through, like I said, the 26th, we're going to do some reading sprints. And then the 31st, we're doing my last read of the year. Those will be the last December videos, but the first week of January, I still have daily uploads to do because I have to do my worst of the year, my best of the year. I have a 4-star books you guys need to read because I love you and I want you to read those 4-star books, which I probably will have to throw Anna Karenina in. I made the list before I read Anna Karenina, but I have to throw Anna Karenina on that list. Spoiler alert. But then I have my tier ranking, my vlogging, my first read of the year, and then we're doing sprints on that Saturday. So the first week of January is going to be jam-packed full of content, and then we're going to ease on down the road into more minimal content, probably for the rest of the month. I'm probably going to take the rest of the month off unless you're a patron. I'm doing Patreon sprints. They haven't gotten back to me if they like this idea, so this is the thing. Thinking of doing daily, not daily. Wow, can you imagine going live? I guess if I went through OBS, I could, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to do Friday reading sprints, I'm thinking, at 4 o'clock Central Time. So nice little afternoon into the evening sprints. I like how that sounds to me. That does mean that they would get a Friday Reads podcast in the morning. And then, I don't know, I'll be thinking about it. But it'll be a weekend thing. I don't really plan on sprinting during the week. I like my weeks to myself. I have an idea for the end of the month of January, a video that I'm going to put out. I kind of talked about it, trying to find my little reading routine. So that'll be a thing that's happening. And then after that, I don't know what's happening. But I feel like 1 month in advance, having everything scheduled and planned out is good enough. As for today, it is currently 2:16 and I'm really happy. Well, now it's 2:18. But I was in the living room and I was setting up my Notion. I decided I'm going to try and be a Notion girly. I have originally had my 2023 content planned in tasks. And it was fine, but it was like, it wasn't, it was too, so I put it in Notion. We put it in Notion. So this is like the third time I have migrated this information. And I think it's going to work this time. I was this close to like trying to set up a Notion page to just have my like reading spreadsheet in Notion, but I don't think I want to make that jump. I don't know if I want to commit to Notion like that. So me and Google Sheets, we're going to stay friends for now, but maybe once I'm like once I'm in my retirement era, I can put it in Notion, but that'll be a project for future Monty. But today, I need to read this. It is currently 2:19 now. I think I can definitely get this done before the end of the day. I think I'm going to read this on my own. I doubt there's going to be anything that happens in here that's going to be worthy of me coming to talk to you. I just don't see it happening. Sorry. I just don't. Maybe I'll be incorrect. Maybe. I might make my salsa today so it can like the flavors can like marinate by Sunday. I haven't decided yet, but I do have to make that either today or tomorrow. I'm not going to vlog that, but I have to do that. And then, these are the only other 2 books. We talked about this yesterday. I have 2 other books that I want to get through. Bloomsbury Girls and A Court of Frost and Starlight. Those are ideas that I have. But we'll see. Which means I probably, if this is the TBR, these 3 books, I probably could start filming that ranking 2022 releases, but you never know. I might sneak in something during those like 3 days where I'm not with you guys, or even after. So I'll see, because if I only do read those 3 books, I end the year with like a weird number. It'll be like 173, and that's not aesthetically pleasing to me. It's not. If it was a 2, I could live with it because the 102 was nice and consistent. It wasn't a nice round 100, but it was at least, that. So I would have to like get to 75 or 80. But, again, I don't know if it's going to be realistic for me to read 10 books in 10 books in 7 days. I don't know if that's going to happen. So, especially because today the only thing I am actively going to read is this. I'm just reading this. Those other 2 are hopefuls for, well, Frost and Starlight will definitely happen tomorrow because that's going to be my like wintry, Christmassy novella to get me nice in the festive spirit. And then Bloomsbury Girls, I'm trying to read on audio. So like that's the only reason that we got those out here. But I'll see what's happening. I don't think this is going to be a long vlog. I just don't. I'm just here to have a nice little update clip or intro clip. Because this is so short, I don't think there's going to be a lot of discussion, but maybe it'll surprise me. Because I was editing my Anna Karenina reading vlog this morning for the patrons, and I thought that was going to be like a very short video, and it turned out to be like 38. And I said, where did this footage come from? But I guess that's what happens when you read a book over, 20 days or whatever. So I'm going to go. I will check back in once I have done some reading. I'm going to have my final thoughts and opinions. But, yeah, that's all I got. There's really nothing more. Sorry. Okay, so I'm not using the full setup for this little update because I don't think that's necessary. But I'm coming to you with a mid-book update, which I haven't done in what feels like forever. So apologies there. But in my first video I made about this book, I told y'all that it wasn't for me, but you should give it to your children. Nieces, nephews, cousins, small children and that live in your apartment complex, don't do that. Don't do that. I literally just read a scene where so our main character, what is her name again? Fucking Candace. So Candace is out here trying to be a K-pop idol. So she's in the little trainee facility. She's doing her little, what they do there. It's very paint by numbers, this book. She just had like this little, it wasn't an audition, but it was like a little showcase moment with the rest of the people that she's with. And she did something she wasn't supposed to do. So she got some punishment there. And it's on the tail end of that, right? So it's been a couple of days. It's her first weekend. She's going to go see her parents because her parents are in Korea for whatever reason. And, well, because she's there. I think they're there because she's there, but they're, like, not living there, obviously. So there was, like, a room inspection, and they, like, threw away some of her food that she wasn't supposed to have. And so they were like, oh, you're not going to get to go see your parents. And homegirl, Candace, freaked the fuck out. And she started pounding on the doors, like, let me out of here. Open this door. And the manager lady took her aside and said, sis, you can't be doing that. Because the girl we had here that you replaced, she was pounding on the door. And then she rammed her head into a steel door. And it feels like she low-key committed suicide. So, don't give this to small children. Don't do that. Like, even if homegirl survived getting her head rammed into a steel door, nowhere did I see that coming. Nowhere did I see that coming. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Outside of that, this book is whatever. There's kind of like this really bland romance percolating, and I still don't understand what Candace wants. Like, Candace, to me, does not feel like a person who wants to be an idol, except for the fact that everyone is telling her that she can't do it until she's going to overcome, and she's going to do this, and she's going to do that, and it's just like, but do you want it? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to want it because you want something, and it's one thing to want something because someone is telling you that you can't have it. Are we on the same wavelength here? So, this isn't getting better. If anything, it's going downhill, but I'm on 185, page 185. And there are 323 pages. I don't know what's going to happen here. If I had to make a guess, I'm going to say, because there's a sequel, I think she's going to get to debut with these people. But if I had it my way, if we were writing the Monty book and the Monty League, she would not debut with these people. She would get to go home. She would get to be in the choir. And she would get to sing. Because that's really what she wants to do. She wants to sing. But I never got this impression that she wanted to be, like, an artiste, I mean, she does write, like, she writes songs. These songs that we've heard so far are bad. They're bad. They're not good. But I'm going to go. I'll check back in later tonight when I have finished this. But for now, I think there's, like, 7 minutes left on this sprint. But I'm just going to go start making dinner. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, like I said, I'll see you in a little bit, and we'll wrap this up. You guys, welcome back. I have finished K-Pop Confidential, and I can confirm that it doesn't get better. There's no saving grace. The end of this book, I think, it's not a hot mess, but it definitely was messy in a way that I wouldn't call entertaining. It was messy in a way that was just not for me. Ultimately, this does read like a book for a middle grade audience, aside from the fact that homegirl bashes her head in. The way that the narrative plays out, the arc that Candace goes on, I don't really feel like I understood why she was here. She was fighting her mother, but then she has a little sacrifice moment. It's just, there was a lot happening here that wasn't good, that wasn't entertaining, that didn't feel like there was a journey. And as she's doing all of this, the only thing that she can think of, like as she's lying to her mother at the beginning, when she and her mother get a fight in the middle of the book talking about, you don't think I can debut, like the only thing that's ever like this constant is like, oh, this is going to be a great college essay. This is going to be a great college essay. And do I think that you can be an idol and get a college education? Sure. I'm sure there are idols who are going to college. We know that they get drafted, you know, but it just was feeling, it was feeling a little foolish. It was giving, I want to have my cake and I want to eat it too. This definitely feels like it's the end of a situation, but there's a sequel to this. I think it's called K-pop Revolution. And just reading the synopsis, it sounds like there are a lot of leaps and jumps from where this book ends to where that synopsis even begins. So ultimately, Stephen Lee, not for me. This book, I don't recommend. I do think that if you have a small child in your life who is like 12, 13 years old, just know that there is a mention of somebody bashing their head in against a door. But outside of that, I feel like the content is pretty much age appropriate. It's just bland and not for me. But, you know, hopefully somebody found this and they enjoyed it. It's just, I think this actually has like a 4-star rating on Goodreads. So of like the 3,000 people that read it, they enjoyed it. I'm just not in that number. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow with me reading A Court of Frost and Starlight. I will be as non-spoilery as I can be when I come to talk about this, but this was published first in 2018, so you know, you've had 4 years. Again, I won't ruin it for you, but I will be talking about this little moment. So that's what I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but until then, and until next time, bye.